Right, so we've got people joining us online as well. I will try and remember everybody online as well and waving to them. I tell you what, let's give you a tour, everybody online. Remember, wave, everybody. Good morning, fantastic, excellent. So this morning we've got lots of things that we're going to do. Let me just stop my. Joining us online as well. I will try and remember everybody online as well. Wave to them. I can hear myself coming back on my own computer, which was a little bit off. So sorry about that technical issues. Right, so this morning, this was Dave was meant to be leading this service. Dave Dennis was meant to be leading the service, but he's having to self-isolate at the moment. So let's keep him in our prayers. He's feeling absolutely fine, but he got pinged by the app. As he's away at the moment. So one of the things that this was the last service that we were going to run normally last March. I went to last minute. I looked back at the notes that I was going to do and what we were going to talk about. And actually, it feels more appropriate now than it did 18 months ago. So maybe God was steering me. He was steering me very early on. So we're going to talk a little bit about putting time aside for God. Some of the themes that have come up over the last couple of weeks in our sermons online have been about the Sabbath and putting time aside. And so I just thought it would be a really good chance to reiterate that. And while we're at it, we can test our origami skills as well. So, we're full of skills in Village Breakfast. So for those joining us online, if you want to download the activity sheet, there's all kinds of activities on there as well. Fantastic. First of all, just a couple of notices. First of all, when I say a couple of notices, it's one big notice. So between Thursday the 29th of this month and Tuesday the 3rd of August, New Wine is putting on an online event called United Breaks Out. We really see this as an opportunity to get together, reconnect with each other. Some of us haven't seen each other for over 18 months. Some of us have seen each other every now and again, but I think it's a really good chance to socialize together at the end of this month. So there's loads of events. You will have seen on the email that there's loads of events coming up, but particularly want to highlight that we're going to be watching together every weekday evening. So that's Thursday the 29th, Friday the 30th, and Monday the 2nd of the event at 6:45. We're going to be watching on Zoom together the evening worship from home. And then we're going to do some in-person things where we actually see each other. So if you want to join us, then here on Saturday at 5 o'clock, we're going to have a church barbecue. Bring a camp chair and any sides and various bits and bobs that you want. We'll provide beef burgers and sausages, etc., etc. But if you want anything else, then bring it along with us, and just a chance to get back together, connect again, see those people who we haven't seen for a little while. So that's Saturday the 31st of July at 5 o'clock. And then as that one's finishing, after the church barbecue, we're going to worship here. We haven't quite worked the logistics out of how we're going to do it and what we're going to do, but we're going to join together with other churches around the UK to worship God in the evening celebration. And then after that, we're going to light the fire pits, toast some marshmallows, and there might even be some hot chocolates coming out as a nice calm down to the Saturday afternoon. And then finally, on the Sunday, our in-person events carry onto the Sunday, where we're going to have our coffee morning at 10:30, which is normally our service time, but at 10:30 we're going to have coffee and biscuits and have some time together in church. And then we're going to join at 11 o'clock with all of the other churches around the UK that are going to be watching the morning celebration that week. And then in the evening, back here again for the 7 o'clock worship in the evening. And then we're going to have a campfire cool down at the end of that Sunday, which is the first. And we're going to light the campfire, bring your camp chairs, bring a drink, and we're going to just socialise together, but also feedback on what we've got out of the various online events. We're going to be using the online resources that New Wine provides, so please do put that in. So put that in your diary. I know it was a lot to take in. There's all your details on the email. They will be on the notice sheet next week, but also it's all on Church Suite. So if you log on to Church Suite, all the details are there. If you could sign up for the events like the church breakfast, just so we know how many people we might have to cater for. I'm sure God will provide whatever, but yeah, we just would like to know at least whether it's 500 or 50. That would be a good start. Okay, fantastic. So like I was saying, over the last year or so, this theme has been sat there in my village breakfast planning, the one that never got done. So we're going to be looking at the theme of putting time aside for Jesus. So over the last year, our diaries have looked pretty much empty. I mean, maybe if it's anything like my life, you might have just I think maybe the main event of every Thursday during the first lockdown was that you would go out on your doorstep and wave at your neighbours and clap for our essential workers. That was pretty much our diary, was go and do that. You maybe go shopping, but that was about as much as you did. But as our week and as the year has gone on, our weeks have got slightly more full. And I wonder if there's some helpers who might want to come and help me fill my week up. Come on then, do you want to come and help me? Let's have a look. So, you come to help me as well, Luca? Can you bring it to the balls for me? Yeah? Right. So, let me just make it so that those online can see as well. Point you down here. Can you see? There we go. Excellent. Right. So, first of all, if you open this bag, you two, open this bag for me. Excellent. Fantastic. Oh, you're putting my Sabbath in there already. That's great. Okay, so, well, my week has been getting busier and busier. So first of all, I have got to go to work 5 times. So if you could fill those with 5 balls, well, in the morning and an afternoon. So put 10 balls in there for me. So put that one in the diary. Usual chaos. There we go. Put some more in. That's it. And then I've got to go shopping as well. So let's put the shopping to-do list in as well. And then we're having friends around now because we're allowed to have friends in the house and in the garden. It's wonderful. But they don't all. They have. They like a certain type of bread. So we need to go shopping again. Put some more shopping in. That's it. I need to go shopping on the Thursday as well. So put that one. Where have your hands gone, Luca? You're full of so much stuff that your hands can't deal with it. So, and also as well, Naomi, don't you go to Bali on a Saturday? Could you just fill, how long does that take? You've got ballet, so put one in for ballet and one in for tap. And then Luca, what do we do after when we've been shopping on a Saturday? What do we do? We go to the cafe, so put that in, we go to the cafe. That's it, put that in, that's a very important thing. Well, hang on, we've only got to Saturday, then I've got a village breakfast today, so put village breakfast in, and setting up for village breakfast. Put that in, and then Naomi's got swimming lessons, so that's it. I think that's our diary pretty much full up. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Give me a round of applause. Go and take a seat back down. So my diary, you want to put that in there? Brilliant. Do you want to go sit down, Luca? Thank you. You're going to carry on filling my day up. You got some of your own clubs that you want to go to? Is that a football club? Trains? Yeah. So my day has gone from, my week has gone from pretty much having one thing to look forward to and one thing in the diary to now looking pretty full. So then when somebody at church comes along and says, you've got to put 24 hours aside for Jesus, do you think we're going to be able to do it? Shall we give it a go? It's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. I'm sorry. The disappointment on Luca's face as I did that. There we go. So my week has become so full. And in our reading on the sheets, which is Mark 6:30 to 34. Now, anybody else know what else that story is known for? Where's Paul? What's that one? What's that story? The Mark 6:30 to 34. It involves food, a lot of people. It's the feeding of the 5,000. Exactly. So that's what it's known for. But actually, when you look at the first bit, it's a bit that everybody skips over, and that's Jesus going to spend time, going to find a quiet space. That's how it starts, is that his disciples are coming to tell him all of the teaching that he's been doing, that they've been doing. And he says, let's go and find a quiet space and talk about this and spend time with God. It doesn't quite go to plan because 5,000 people turn up all wanting dinner. But Jesus is wanting that space with God. And that's why if we want to be, and that's my week. For those online, my week's just been poured down the ramp. Well, that's quite good actually, because what we can do now is look. So maybe what we need to do is, can you go and find the big yellow ball for me? Yeah. We'll find that. So God went to go and wanted some time with his disciples and with God. And if we want to be an apprentice of Jesus, then that's where we need to start. We might have a few necessities in our life, but God wants it to start our week with the rhythm of a Sabbath. On your tables, just have a chat about what a Sabbath or time aside with God might look like. I'll give you a few minutes, and then we'll see what ideas we've got. Okay, just have a chat about what a Sabbath might look like. Right. Do you want to go and put those in that bag for me? Thank you. That's going to be really useful. See you later. Okay, wonderful. Have we got any ideas at the table of what a Sabbath might, or what time of with Jesus might, with God might look like? Any ideas? Anything that we want to? Yep. Solitude. Exactly. Yes. Any ideas down in the premium seats? So it's all about spending time with God. And one of the things that this talk is based on a John Mark Como book and a sermon that we went to at New Wine a few years ago about having Sabbath moments in our week, but also trying and really try our best to put blocks of time against for Jesus. So one of the things that he encourages us to do, first of all, is to stop. The world wants us to be 24/7 all the time, and that's what Jesus does in our reading. Is he stops the disciples as they're talking to him about this. They've been preaching, they're buzzing about what they've been doing, and Jesus says, right, let's take some time. Let's make this a time with God as well as with me. Let's. Mel's just going to come and read the reading for us, and then we'll carry on with the next few points.
So this is the 4 verses just before that telling of the feeding of the 5,000. The apostles gathered around Jesus and reported to him all they'd done and taught. Then, because so many people were coming and going, they didn't even have a chance to eat, he said to them, "Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest." So they went away by themselves in a boat to a solitary place. But many who saw them leaving recognized them and ran on foot from all the towns and got there ahead of them. When Jesus landed and saw a large crowd, he had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he began teaching them many things.
So that's Jesus there first intentionally putting aside time to be with Jesus. Now, it's also to be with God. It also, as you see, doesn't quite go to plan because other people have other ideas. But I think what we need to be doing is stopping, giving that 24 hours aside, so that rather than our week being 24/7, we're looking at a rhythm of 6 days of go, 6 days of work, maybe 6 days of talking to our friends, teaching. If we're able to share the word, then 6 days of doing that. But on the 7th day, stop for ourselves and spend time with God. And also, just like God does in Genesis when he's making the world and making the universe, the rest of the time, and that time needs to also be a time of rest. It's not a time to get your to-do list out. You're not work to-do list. That job where you go, well, actually, I've been meaning to fix that squeaky door. But actually, we need to stop and rest. It needs to be time that's good for our souls as well. It also needs to be full of delight. Naomi, what is your favourite thing to do?
Swimming lessons.
Swimming lessons. Luca, what's your favourite thing to do? Dinosaurs in the garden. Playing dinosaurs in the garden is Luca's favourite thing to do. God in Genesis takes a Sabbath, not because he was tired, but because he had finished his work and he was pleased with it. He took time to rest and be delighted with what he had done. So we endeavour, I'm not saying it always works, we do have a few unusual moments, but our Sabbath we attempt to do is Friday afternoon until Sunday, Friday afternoon until Saturday morning, and we sort of get that bulk of 24 hours time. Doesn't always work, but because for a start, now Naomi's ballet and tap is at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. But that doesn't mean that's something that she delights in. And we enjoy watching that. And actually, what do? We make it a family outing. Me and Luca go out and we do the shopping, and I put worship music on, and Luca talks to me about all the toys in Tesco, and he loves Lucky Dad. And then we all meet up after ballet and we have a coffee and something to eat in the cafe together, and we spend family time together. Now, it doesn't always work. It's not always 24 hours, but we have in our heads to try and put that we delight in, and also a time where we can worship. We will need to put that time aside to God, and so what I try and do, and it might work for you, it might not, but I'm sure there's things that God will want to stir in your hearts of doing on that Sabbath time. But for me, it's choosing a Christian radio station in the car rather than my usual one. Or it may be, instead of watching your favourite blogger, and I'm not offended, don't worry. I know it's hard. Rather than your favourite YouTuber, find a sermon on YouTube. Rather than that murder mystery that you've been reading, that murder mystery book that you cannot put down until you find who done it. Well, for that one time, rather than picking up that book, pick up a Bible study. Just small little changes that will make, over those 24 hours, will hopefully become more of our default, is the plan. So what we're going to do is go into a time of just reflecting on that, and also a challenge for us all to go and see whether we're any good at origami boats. So Naomi and Luca, do you want to go to the table now, please? And what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time, we're going to play some music. We're going to spend some time, we're going to just play some music, have some music on. For those online, we're going to play the music to you as well. And it's a bit of a fiddly activity, a bit of a fiddly prayer activity. If you need some more pieces of paper, put your hand up. And as you're making that, just pray to God, one idea to make a Sabbath, a time in your life, more of a Sabbath time than a you time. Okay? So and then when we've done that, if you want to write that on there, or what you might want to do is write that thing on there and put it when you get home on that thing. If it's rather than watching the latest Netflix film, it's watching a Christian sermon, then put it on your TV remote to remind you before you pick your TV remote up, can I make this a Sabbath moment? So I'm going to put some music on, make those boats, and then we're going to close in worship, which we can stand and sing and praise the Lord. In terms of everything else, let's just take a moment to just get into a space of reflection. So Lord, we just take a minute to thank you that you want us to put time aside to spend with you, and Lord, that we can just spend time with you. That you are here, we can delight in your creation, we can delight in what you have been given in our lives. So I'm going to play some music now, Lord, and please begin to stir up something in everybody for a moment that can spend more time with you. Fantastic. Okay, Lord, just thank you that as we've been pondering, maybe it was more of a challenge to create those boats than I was expecting. But there we go, and some tables. But Lord, we just pray that as we see those boats, we think of Jesus taking time away from his busy life, from teaching the word, to be with God. And Lord, we just pray that throughout this week. Whenever we see that boat in our houses, we think of a time when we can spend more time like a Sabbath time. Amen. Shall we have a sing? I think we're going to sing a song that's particularly popular in my household. And it is My Lighthouse. If you don't know the verses, don't worry. The chorus is pretty much my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. My lighthouse? I will follow you, my lighthouse. If in doubt, sing My Lighthouse is generally the feeling that we're going for this one. Okay. Let's play that one. For those watching at home, you can join in with us. I'm going to show they've got the advantage, you see, over those here, because they have the words as well. So let's either stand or stay seated, but let's sing together, My Lighthouse.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea.